Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Sharon struggles to free herself, Chance and Nick update Victor, and Nikki and Victoria agonize over Claire's plan. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the motel, Chance is bagging evidence when Nick returns. Chance tells him he got a search warrant, and Nick says he left Sharon's photo with the night manager. He asks about the woman who was staying there, and was told she had long hair and glasses. Nick thinks he saw her running away when he was on his way back to the room. He yelled at her to stop, but she got into a black pickup truck and drove away. Chance recaps that they still have no idea who has Sharon or where she is. Chance tells Nick he digitized the prints on the glass and sent them in. They'll know if there's a match soon. Nick tells his pal he thinks the woman getting into the truck is the same person from the surveillance videos, the one who abducted Sharon. Chance asks if he got the plate. Nick says there were no plates front or back. Chance puts out an APB on it. Suddenly, Chance and Nick remember that Phyllis identified the vehicle from the accident as a blonde woman in glasses in a black pickup. They have to find her before she hurts Sharon or someone else. In the sewer, Sharon imagines Nick finding her and says, "Thank God you came. You're here to save me again." Nick tells her that he can't find her. She has to do this on her own. "You can't give up, Sharon. You have to fight." At the ranch, Nikki and Victoria are aghast that Claire told Jordan she was going to kill her mom. Claire tells them this has to happen. If they aren't willing to help, she will do it alone. They'll have to make it look like an accident. Jordan believes she's in line for a sizable inheritance. Nikki knows there would have to be more in it for her than money. Claire says she wants Nikki and Victor to suffer pain and loss. Claire's phone rings and Jordan asks if she's alone. Claire says, "I am." She's glad to hear her voice again. Jordan tells her to save the sentiment for someone who cares. "We have a problem." Jordan tells Claire that the police were at the motel room and she needs a place to stay. Claire tells her aunt she'll sneak her onto the ranch. They'll never think to look for her there. "Meet me at our usual spot. She'll look out for her the way she looked out for her all those years." Claire disconnects and tells Nikki and Victoria that Nick and Chance have found the motel room where Jordan was staying. Nikki refuses to have that woman on the ranch, but Claire insists it's the best way and that she has everything under control. Victoria hollers that she doesn't like any of this at all. Claire guesses she doesn't like her using the tools Jordan gave her. Victoria says it's not her fault. There's just a coldness to her that's unfamiliar. Claire says it's required. Jordan has to die. Victoria protests that this was supposed to be behind her. Claire gets that she's horrified. But if they don't do this, how many more lives will Jordan take? She took Harrison from his bedroom and made him fear for his life. No one deserves that. Nikki knows Jordan is a threat as long as she's breathing. Claire says they have to end this. Nikki has an idea. "Get your coats." Victor peers out from the upstairs landing as they trio exits the house. At the Tack House, Victoria reports that the kids are at sleepovers and Cole's in New York for work. Nikki's glad he doesn't know what they're doing. They go over Claire, seeing this as the only way to deal with Jordan. The only way they can capture her is through Claire. Nikki says they have to keep moving forward. Victoria wants to bring Nick and Chance in on this. They can tell them where Claire is meeting her. Nikki asks what if Jordan figures it out and gets away. She wishes she could go back and let Jordan die from the poison. Victoria isn't about killing a woman in cold blood. How can they live with that? And how can she pretend to support her daughter as she plans to murder someone? At the park, Claire tells Jordan, "I'm here." Jordan is surprised she didn't bring the police or Victor and his goons. She has major trust issues. Jordan needs to look in her eyes and make sure she had nothing to do with the unwanted guests at her motel room. Claire sits and looks at her aunt, satisfied. Jordan grunts, "Maybe." Claire tells her aunt everything will be okay, the way they always should have been. She goes on about the Newmans being all pretense and hypocrisy. Jordan muses that if she didn't tip them off, there's only one other person who could have done that. Claire says, "Your friend." Jordan rants that she opened her heart to him. "My prints are all over that room." Claire asks how she could be so stupid. "You used to be really smart. Jordan whines. I had just come back from seeing you for the first time. She also had a terrible fight with her partner. Claire thinks she's lost her edge. There's no room for error here. This is my plan. Okay. She's the one who has had to live with these people and listen to them, demonize her aunt and her upbringing. She's watched them play games and punish outsiders, knowing she could be next. She is going to punish the Newmans and will not have her mess it up for her. Jordan's not sure she cares for Claire's tone. Claire can't let her weakness jeopardize her plan. She starts to walk away. Jordan calls, I made one mistake. She claims she's at the top of her game. She's been blowing around Genoa City for weeks, and no one has spotted her. Claire says, accept me. Jordan says that's what she wanted. Claire has been honest with her about her feelings. But you're holding back. She's willing to kill her own mother, but Jordan is holding back. She asks who her partner is and guesses he has history in Genoa City. Is it Ian Ward? Jordan marvels. Your instincts are good. Claire asks why he came back. Jordan says, Mariah Copeland. Claire guesses he wants to reconnect with Mariah the same way Jordan wanted to with her. She warns her aunt not to blow this. At the motel, Chance tells Nick they got the results back on the prince. It's Jordan. He learns that someone else is in her cell. Nick grits that she's out and working with Ian Ward. He announces he's calling his father. The entire family is in danger. At the Tack House, Victoria laments that it took Claire so long to feel safe. Nikki counters that she'll never feel safe as long as Jordan is alive. She'll keep coming back with deadly intentions. Victoria hates the idea of Claire having anything to do with that woman. It drives her to desperation and darkness. She deserves to be happy. Nikki admits part of her wants to go through with it. Wouldn't it be so wrong to do what Claire wants? Victoria rants that Jordan is unpredictable and vicious. The idea of her being in their home makes her sick. She wants to tell Cole, but Nikki warns against it. She concedes that both Cole and Victor would be furious if they knew what they were about to do. They go over there being no other way. Nikki tells Victoria she can finally protect Claire. Jordan has to be dealt with, and whatever happens after that, we will get through it. In the park, Claire thanks Jordan for telling her that Ian is her partner. It's important they trust each other. She asks if Ian's the one who helped her get out of prison. Jordan says they met and found they were kindred spirits with a common cause. Big surprise, he was more concerned about connecting with Maria than my needs. Claire doubts he has a prayer connecting with Maria, who has no place in her heart for him. She, however, knows how lucky she is to have Jordan back in her life. Jordan rubs Claire's shoulder and returns the sentiment. Are you really sure that you want me at the ranch? Claire says it's the perfect place for what she has planned. At the ranch, Victor barks into his phone. Keep looking. Before turning to Nick and Chance, they tell him they've verified that Ian is working with a partner. It's Jordan. Victor asks, are you serious? Nick and Chance explain finding her prints on the glass in the motel room. Victor muses. So, you're telling me that Jordan has Sharon? Nick says she grabbed her while Ian was establishing an alibi on New Year's Eve. In the sewer, Sharon imagines Nick telling her no one knows where she is, and she has to keep fighting. Sharon says her thoughts are fuzzy. She wants to get out of there and be with him and the kids. But I can't do it. Claire and Jordan arrive at the Tack House. Jordan is no longer wearing the blonde wig. She says she doesn't feel safe there, but Claire reassures her and tells her to make herself at home. Her siblings are at sleepovers, and her dad is in New York. Victoria has insisted they stay at the main house since they learned Ian was back. I promise you, you're exactly where you need to be right now, and no one else is ever going to hurt you. Jordan walks over to the window. Claire reminds her that being on edge makes you lose focus. You need to relax. She offers her aunt a cup of tea. At the ranch house, Nick tells Victor he thinks he saw Jordan leaving the motel parking lot about half an hour ago. Chance has an APB out on the vehicle. Victor complains about Ian and Jordan bonding. He asks Chance what he'll do about the two snakes. Nick assumes Ian came back for Mariah. Victor says it's also safe to assume that Jordan came for Claire. In the Tack House, Claire tells Jordan that the Newmans use love as a tool to manipulate people. What they don't realize is that they left themselves vulnerable to an attack from within. She brings tea over and sits it in front of her aunt. Jordan is surprised she has all the ingredients. Claire reminds her she's been missing their time together. She's tired of playing the perfect daughter. At night, she'd lay awake and remember their time together. Claire offers to trade drinks again if she doesn't trust her. Jordan says, "You're the only person I can trust." Claire asks Jordan about the death of Heather Stevens. Did Ian happen to confess that sin to her, or was she involved? Jordan sets her cup down and muses. "You know, you just laid out a scenario to me about how you played the Newmans for fools, and then you suggested a plan for murder. But somehow you don't want to talk about that." Claire snaps that she does have the Newmans fooled. Jordan wonders if she's the one being played for a fool. In the sewer, imaginary Nick tells Sharon to stay with him. She says she's so weak. He tells her she's stronger than the people who did this to her, and it's time to prove it. "Take my hand, and let's get you out of here." The hallucination fades, and Sharon murmurs, "Nick, no, don't leave me." She passes out again. At the ranch, Nick is on a call with Mariah making sure she's safe. He disconnects and tells Chance and Victor he didn't want to tell her about Jordan and make her more upset. Victor tells his son and Chance that Nikki and Victoria had their heads together. They'd left the house, but not the grounds. He's not sure what they're up to, but he has concern. Chance assures him that the security around the house is good. Victor has a strong feeling that Jordan won't leave town without getting what she came for. At the Tack House, Claire tells Jordan that this is beginning to feel like a police interrogation. Claire needs to know everything, and reminds her that she taught her to be prepared so there are no surprises. Jordan nods and tells her that Ian killed Heather Stevens. He wanted Sharon to go down for the murder. He wanted her arrested and convicted. Claire guesses he was going to use Mariah's grief to get to her. Jordan says he didn't anticipate Sharon framing Daniel and going free. Claire says she isn't free now, and asks if Jordan knows where she is. Jordan says, "We're both in a safe place." Claire grins that she's her insurance policy against Ian. She wants to know the location of Sharon's safe place. Jordan doesn't want to tell her that right now. Claire needs to know. Jordan says she had to trust her, and now she has to reciprocate that trust and leave Sharon's fate all up to me. Jordan goes to take a sip of her tea and Claire barks, "Stop."